Ephesians 2, 1-3. As for you, you were dead in your transgressions and sins, in which you used to live when you followed the ways of this world, and the ruler of this kingdom of air, the Spirit who is now at work in those who are disobedient. All of us who lived among them at one time, gratifying the cravings of our sinful natures and following his desires and thoughts.
The cravings of a man's simple nature is fed in many ways. Christ taught us just how easy it is to sin. To look in lust is to commit adultery. To be angry can be as bad as murder. In fact, Jesus says it all when he says, "Blessed are the pure at heart, for they will see God." What do you think the impure at heart see? The craving of a man's sinful nature are fed by all he sees and hears in this world. One way these cravings manifest is spiritual. Man was created with a hunger for the supernatural. After all, in the beginning, Adam actually had conversations with God. It doesn't get any more supernatural than that. And it's been like this since the dawn of man. We know that when God came to Moses, Egypt had sorcerers. When Jesus walked the earth, demons were not in short supply. Our history is full of supernatural claims of all kinds. When the simple nature of man hits his spirituality, the distortions are inevitable, such as when Adam and Eve ate the forbidden fruit. And as seen in that story, our spiritual hunger has always been compounded by the influence of demonic forces. When Satan and his followers fell from heaven, they exploited man's supernatural hunger in many ways. But today, they have tools more powerful than ever before. Today, Satan's falsehoods are taught and integrated into nearly everything we see and hear, both blatantly and subconsciously. It's in everything. Entertainment, the news, even the so-called Christian ministries are tainted by what I consider to be demons. The most powerful tool from the digital toolbox has proven to be the television. And don't fool yourself, computers are nothing more than televisions that give the viewer on-demand control to feed themselves whatever they desire. And the craft of making television shows, videos, websites, even applications used on a computer, it's all part of that on-demand ability to feed our minds and spirits. Ah yes, television, a companion to those who are lost and seeking a way to make it in this world. A stream of programming for the minds that hunger for fulfillment. And that's really what this series of videos is about, isn't it? My brother Jim calls his series Demons in My TV. I call mine Legion TV. But the point is, we want to open up the eyes of those who follow Jesus to the reality of what's happening in this world and how. Of course, I don't know that the people behind television programming are aware of what they're doing. I honestly believe they could simply be caught up in the love of money, which is the root of all evil. But whether they are aware of it or not, they serve the enemy and usher in the destruction of mankind, as they are running one of the major components of the machine that will ultimately bring about the destruction of this world in the hands of the Antichrist. If it all sounds so big and ominous, that's because it is. You've been programmed through so many channels to dismiss the truth about what's happening. And to be honest, not one of us is free from the influence of Satan. Even you. If you're watching this video, even if you're on a computer and ignore the television, you're just as vulnerable as anybody else. The only ones that Satan can't really reach through the magic box are those who are completely cut off from the device. But he has other tools to use against them, doesn't he? God's people perish due to a lack of knowledge, so it's time we start getting wise to what's been going on, don't you think? We are made uniquely different than any other creature in our world. We are both physical and spiritual, and we have the capacity to understand that, if we have the faith to grasp it. We can choose to embrace either side of our nature, or both. But to ignore the spiritual is like defending the battlefield from the front while ignoring the flanks and the rear. How long do you think you can go without the Lord leading the way? I'll tell you how far men can go without Christ. We can go all the way to hell. And no, hell is not here on earth. That's a lie to convince people that it couldn't get any worse. The answer is Jesus, but he's not going to help the enemy or its allies. Which side are you allied with? This isn't about religion, as religion has always tried to use the Lord to manipulate and control people. And this isn't about insanity or fantasy. It's about warfare, spiritual warfare. And truthfully, we have to pick a side. Well, until next time, happy Jesus Day. God bless, and peace out.